Okay, good afternoon class. We're on to another time with our mathematics experience, Mamu with Jarvis, and today we'll be taking on our grade 9 experience, looking at the matter of quadratic expressions, and we are on part 6 of this series. We've done so much, and I want you to go back and look up our previous videos to see how far we have come. But just to help us understand the topic better, it will be of note that as textbook of reference are New General Mathematics for Js3, and that's grade 9, and we are on page 90, exercise 9D. We're going to take 2 questions from exercise 9D and use that as a basis to refreshing our minds on what we ought to do. So let's take those examples quickly. Exercise 9D. We'll be looking at question 7 that says c squared plus 8c plus 15. Now, we will go through our technique. Remember that your first point of call is to determine what the sum of factors is. And this is gotten by noting this position. And that's what? 8c. The product of factors is gotten by multiplying these n terms, the first and the last. And that will be what? 15c squared. But like I also tell my students, you really don't need to bother so much about the c. Just focus on the number. 8 and 15. Now, we're going to look at the factors. Now, first consideration we look at now, the product is positive and the sum is positive. That means that the factors I'm looking for must both be positive. The next consideration I look at now is this. This number is odd. This number is even. Now let's look at the possibilities that can give us that. Even if both numbers are, if I multiply 2 numbers and I'm getting odd, it essentially means that both of them are odd. So this will be odd and odd. So the 2 numbers I'm looking for must be what? Odd numbers. So I go quickly to look at 15. What combination can I have for 15? Simply will be what? 3 times 5. So I just come here and I'll say c squared plus, where I have 8 now, I will replace it with what? 3c plus what? 5c, and then plus 15. And I can easily factorize that out. I will have c plus 3, then plus 5. Remember when we are treating factors, HCF of algebraic terms, is this a callback to that concept? And this will be 5 into what? 3 into c plus what? 3. And then from here you notice that c plus 5 and 3 is common to both. So this will be c plus 3 into c plus 5. And that solves this particular problem. You discover that if you know what you're doing, you can be faster than this. I have to be slow because I'm trying to take you through my thought process. This question, if you know what you're doing, you can process in less than 30 seconds. And it's not magic. You can do that. It's as easy as that. So let's take one more question and then we'll go into the different case scenarios. Now we have the next question that says t squared plus 8t plus 16. You want to pay close attention to this one because there's something very interesting you're going to discover here. And I'm going to be drawing a conclusion from this question. Remember, you start by saying sum of factors. Now some students will say, this is a stressful, rather boring process. No, you are actually teaching your brain to process how these problems are solved. The sum of factors is 8t, and you can just simply put 8, just note 8 there, and then the product of factors is what? 16t squared, and you can just simply put 16. Remember that since we are treating the coefficients of t squared as 1, it would not really matter whether we're writing this or writing this. Okay? The next thing we look at will be the factors. From our case environment study we had, I think that was in part 2 or part 3, you discover that because this is positive, the product is positive, and the sum is positive, the factors I'm looking for must both be positive. The next thing you look at now is the product. What two numbers will I multiply to get even? It's either it is odd and even or what? Even and even. Now I need to confirm which one am I going to use. I come to look at this. This is what? Even. The only way I'm going to get even is if I have odd and odd or even and what? Even. So you discover that these are the two conditions that this one and this one here seems to what? Parry, or they seem to agree. It means that the two numbers I'm looking for must both be what? Even. Now, the next interesting factor you must look at is this. You've been taught the concept of perfect squares. 16 is a perfect square by multiplying what? 4 how many times? 2 times. So 4 times 4 is what? 16. 4 plus 4 is what? 8. So I'll come here. This will now be t squared. I'll put 4 here. I'll put 4 here. This will now be t squared plus 4t plus 4t plus what? 16. Let's watch. This will now give us t into t plus 4 plus 4 into t plus 4. So what do we have at the end of the day? We're going to have t plus 4 into what? T plus 4. And this will be what? T plus 4 all squared. This will now be what? T plus 4 all squared. I'm going to slow down here a little to explain something very important. Now look at this. When you're given an expression like this, especially when you have positive and positive here, if this is a perfect square, divide it, find the square root of this, add it to itself, and see whether you're going to get this. Once you establish that, don't waste time going through all this process. Just go straight ahead and get your answer. We're going to take some more examples here, and this will form our case scenario 1. So let's have this one down.